board, Phil Reeves, and the tournament director, Cameron Pearson, is here as well. So let's get into it, Lutsy. Let's find out who the big stars are in action at the Brisbane International in 2012.
And Dean, welcome to Cameron, also to Phil. I've been asked now the Minister for Child Safety and Sport, the Honourable Phil Reeves, to say it first to officially kick off proceedings here as we launch Brisbane International 2012.
Thanks, Lutsy. Thanks, Dave. It's great to be here. The Bligh Government, through Events Queensland, is a proud supporter of the Brisbane International. We've also invested in a first-class infrastructure, being the Queensland Tennis Centre at Tennyson, and that's why we can attract events like this. We've also secured an international bid for a major upgrade for this tournament. That means the Brisbane International is now a Women's Tennis Association premier event, increasing the prize purse from $655,000 in 2012 to $1 million in 2013. This upgrade confirms that the Brisbane International status as one of the major tennis tournaments events on the world circuit. With stars that have already been announced, Sam Stosur, Bernard Tomic, Maria Sharapova, choosing to start their tennis year right here in Brisbane, reinforces our reputation as a champion state and the event state. To have a bigger and better tournament in 2012 is quite amazing when you consider what happened to Tennyson in January this year. It sends a strong message to not only Brisbane, not only Australia, but all throughout the world that Queensland is well and truly back in business. Major events like these events attract international visitors as well as visitors from interstate. They're great for jobs, great for tourism, and a smashing success for the local economy. I'm sure people will love the lineup, and they'll be tailoring their holiday plans to fit into this tournament, because I know I am. Thank you to Tennis Australia for pulling off this great event, ensuring this great success, and we look forward to seeing the stars of particularly women's tennis, but also men's tennis, right in our own backyard here in January, and look forward to going to the event and looking forward to the hundreds and thousands of people that will attend. Thanks very much.
Earlier in the year, a three-time Grand Slam winner who has amassed over $16.5 million in prize money from her 24 tournament victories was the first player announced by the Brisbane International to be competing at the Queensland Tennis Centre in January. And this player, of course, is Maria Sharapova.
Now, number two, this man now entrenched on the men's tour after an incredible performance at Wimbledon this year, where he made the quarterfinals of the most prestigious event in the world and even managed to take a match right up to world number one, Novak Djokovic. He's now climbed to the world top 50, a Queenslander, top-ranked Australian male at present. The second player to commit to the Brisbane International was, of course, Bernard Tomic.
Then we all sat glued to the screen as an Australian and a fellow Queenslander triumphed at Flushing Meadow in New York and was crowned this year's US Open champion. It had been 31 years since an Australian lady had enjoyed Grand Slam success, and upon her return to the country, the Premier, the Honourable Anna Bligh, announced that she would be starting her 2012 campaign right here in Brisbane. Ladies and gentlemen, this lady, who is currently ranked number 6 in the world, is of course our very own Sam Stosur.
Okay, now joining Serena, Sam and Maria. This is the new one, folks. It'll be the first in Brisbane and indeed the world to hear this announcement today. Our first face, a familiar face to the Queensland Tennis Centre in 2012. She's a former French Open champion and Australian Open finalist and played in the first 2 Brisbane International events. This young lady is certainly a crowd favourite at Pat Rafter Arena, and will be hoping to better her semi-final appearance at the event in 2010. We of course welcome back to Brisbane the Serbian Ana Ivanovic.
Okay folks, this player is regarded by many as one of the best female athletes the sport has ever seen. She is a 13-time Grand Slam champion, not to mention the 39 WTA career titles that she has won. In fact, she is the most recent player, male or female, to have held all 4 Grand Slam singles titles simultaneously, and is only the 5th woman in history to do so. She's been ranked number 1 on 5 separate occasions. She's pocketed career prize money of over $30 million. And she's not finished yet. With her sister Venus, they have become synonymous with the sport over the past decade, making her debut at the Brisbane International 2012, and visiting this city for the very first time is the one and only Serena Williams.
And we have another. This next player we're about to announce is certainly no stranger to the Brisbane International either. In arguably the best match ever seen on Pat Rafter Arena, she defeated her compatriot Justine Henin in an epic 3-set final to take out the 2010 Brisbane International women's title. She then captured the hearts of the country, including all the fans at Pat Rafter Arena that night when she donated her winner's cheque to the Royal Brisbane Women's Hospital, and there certainly wasn't a dry eye in sight that evening. Fast forward 2 years and she has added another US Open title to her list and is also the reigning Australian Open champion. In total, she has won 4 Grand Slam titles. She's from Belgium, and we're excited to see her back in Brisbane again next January. She is, of course, Kim Clijsters.
I'd like to introduce Cameron Pearson, folks, the tournament director for the Brisbane International in 2012. Thanks for joining us, Cameron. I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions because we've seen the footage there from some of the fantastic stars that will be on show next year. I mean, you look at Sharapova, Clijsters, Williams, Stosa, Ivanovic. I mean, they're all Grand Slam champions. You'd have to think that this is the best field ever for a Brisbane International.
It certainly is. The 3 years the tournament's been here in Brisbane, this is certainly the biggest field we've had. We've got 5 Grand Slam champions up here behind us in these swinging, the girls up here, but 5 Grand Slam champions have won 18 Grand Slams between them. It's an endorsement for the event. It's an endorsement for Brisbane, for the facilities we have, and it justifies the WTA upgrade that we got.
Hey Cameron, that WTA upgrade has paid really big dividends, obviously, when you see the calibre of women's players that we have here. I mean, how did the WTA determine which tournaments will be upgraded? How does that actually work?
Yeah. Look, the WTA made a decision earlier in the year to licence another premier event, which is their top tier event. And we applied for it and were successful, and I think that has a lot to do with the facilities we've got, the 215,000 fans that have come through the gate over the 3 years. It's still got more room for growth, and we're just thrilled that we were given this upgrade, because ultimately what it means is more champions on the court for the fans.
Okay, so let's just see if we can get the trophies. They never been displayed before, folks, in public.
The inspiration behind the design was the Brisbane River, the iconic Brisbane River. And they head off after we've showcased them today. They're heading on a tour around Queensland. They're going into schools and into tennis clubs, promoting tennis. Yep. From here they'll head to Toowoomba down through the Darling Downs, and we'll take them up north to Port Douglas. They'll start and they'll make their way down the coast, Cairns, Townsville, Mackay, through the mining regions in central Queensland, the Sunshine Coast, the glorious Gold Coast, to the home of Sam Stozer and Bernard Tomic. And then they'll do a tour around Brisbane through all the schools just in time for the Brisbane International 2012. It's an exciting new space for us. It's a space, as you said, to relax, have a cold drink and watch the tennis on the big screen. We're going to have live bands playing there. We've got bars, sponsorship activations going on for the kids. It's going to be a real carnival atmosphere, and it's another reason why people should get on the Ticketek website, come behind us and buy some tickets, because this is going to be our biggest tournament ever.